There we go. Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast, episode 540. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Feinside. Oh, you're a little muted there. And Tony Korkanakis. Couldn't hear you.
Hello.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners. There we go. And Corey's back. I'm going to move this back here. We're doing some live changes so you can hear me better. I'm trying to get rid of this echo effect that everybody's hearing, and I apologize for that. But the new room is a little echoey, so there.
It sounds better already, so.
Yeah, I think just right in front of me, this works just way better. So, all right. Welcome, listeners and viewers, to 540 of the Moviecast.
Oh, you changed it up. You're back. I didn't even notice until this now.
Yeah.
It's
definitely collectibles, folks.
Nice.
Collectibles. It's a good spread back there. So, my latest thing, by the way, guys, is these. I don't know if you can see them in the picture.
Ninja
Yep,
Turtles.
these little TY Ninja Turtles. I just need Michelangelo to complete the set.
Did you say TY instead of Ty?
Yeah.
Like Ty babies.
Yeah, they're Ty, but I say TY.
Why?
I say NES. You say NES. Why?
Everyone says NES.
I say NES. No, it's not. No. The NES is NES.
Yeah, you and Europeans.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Anyways, guys. So yeah, we have a box office to kind of talk about real quick.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
Godzilla vs. Kong opened up. Hang on, I'm pouring a beer while I'm doing this. Godzilla vs. Kong opened up this weekend, and over the 5-day haul, it brought in almost $50 million. Impressive.
That is pretty neat.
Especially considering it's also on Max, isn't it?
Well, yeah. And I watched it on HBO Max. What's crazy now is after this came out, they're kind of questionable on Dune now. Is Dune going to be theaters? Because by then it might be better. Whatever. That's down the road, but I think it did pretty good on HBO Max as well. So, like, I don't know. I don't see what this. They're cutting out the middleman, right? You're getting subscribers, which is a good income, and you still got the $50 million box office weekend. That's pretty good.
For Warner Brothers, sure. But,
yeah.
I mean, remember, Netflix is going to pony up, what is it, 150 million? 200 million?
That's true. Yeah. True. So, good point. But
And also the actors get shafted with some of the deals they made.
So that needs to get redone. There's no question that needs to get redone. For obvious reasons. But I get some of this. Yeah, so I mean, it did pretty well. Are we getting the return of the box office, or just what was this?
A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, people are getting vaccinated. They feel like they're invincible. It's like people with SUVs in snow, and it's like I can do anything now. I have an SUV,
yeah, that's when you find them. So many SUVs flipped over. Yeah, flipped over SUVs, and yep. But yeah, it's a good it's a good number. I don't know how well that's going to hold. I think it drops off pretty quick. So,
no, it's very, very good sign for the future, I suppose.
Yeah, so. All right, let's get into what I've been up to, though. Kick us off. I've been watching a bunch of things, including, as I mentioned, I finished Godzilla King of Monsters. I don't know if I finished that last week or not, but I think I was close. And it had a very good ending. They tried to ram this story down your throat, and you're just like, I don't care. And they finally just gave up on that. And that really made me questionable, like, what Godzilla vs. Kong was going to be. And they really just also learned from that King of Monsters movie and just said, here's a story. It doesn't matter. And you're like, okay. So straight, popcorn flick, guys, Godzilla vs. Kong. I enjoyed it quite a bit, actually. I have read issues people had with the way Kong moved because it wasn't mocap this time. And really? I think this time around you could tell, like, he was a little bit too perfect. So I think I do understand what they're saying, but I still enjoyed the movie quite a bit. It didn't take away from it. And I mean, it's tons of giant monsters in this movie, smashing the buildings, and it was
Rampage,
perfect.
Man.
It's awesome. It was perfect. I mean, you get to see a giant lizard fight a giant monkey, and it was pretty awesome. So I very much enjoyed it. Did anybody else see it or no?
I watched it.
So what did you think, Corey?
No, I liked it too. Like, yeah, it's just definitely one of those things where the story is absolutely taking a back seat for visual eye candy slash, smashing monsters and, who cares about all the death and destruction that's happening? This is just fun, and it's like, yeah, no,
Absolutely.
take it.
I meant to watch it this weekend, but I didn't get a chance to. So,
I mean, it is without a doubt right up your alley.
Mhm.
Giant kaiju battles. It's there's no way you won't enjoy it.
I don't know if you didn't get spoiled on anything, right?
Nope.
Like, yeah. So yeah, it's interesting direction they go, and I was wondering how like much of the human factor would be involved in this, and it's not over it doesn't overstay its welcome. I guess it's enough, but it's still even more than they needed. But it was fine.
This is the first time I've seen that actor who was in the stupid vampire HBO show. That actor. Skarsgård, thank you. That's the first time I've seen him in a long time, and I'm just like, man, he just acts kind of the same way. But it doesn't matter for this role. It's kind of like he's a little bit too mellow, but the way the action is around him, you don't care. I think he's a little bit too mellow for what's going on, to be honest with you. But
Yeah, there's definitely moments where it's just like that's pretty convenient. It's like, well, again, laws of physics doesn't matter when you have giant monsters destroying each other.
Literally in defying laws of physics. So, but that's the point of the story. There's a point of the story of that. So I love how they just embrace that.
And just a moment where you're just like, all right, well, I guess that happens.
Yep.
But yeah, it's good. It's fun. It's just dumb fun, and awesome seeing huge monsters fight each other in a city.
Yeah. I also watched the latest episode of Invincible, which last week I missed on the Moviecast talking about. Saw it on the, I mentioned it on the Gamecast for those that listen to both. This show is fantastic. Like, I really, really, really like this show. It's like, everybody's seen The Boys, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's the animated, like, over the top bloodiness superhero cartoon, and like some great plot twists, and yet weirdly it's fun sometimes, where you're just like, you forget that it's a violent show, and you're like, man, I'm having fun watching this, and you're like, oh wow. But it is like, it has that same, like Justice League vibe, and then all of a sudden you're like, ooh, that wouldn't have been a Justice League. So, but did anybody else check it out yet?
Nope.
I don't have Amazon, so I haven't watched it yet.
Okay. All right. What else I got? There's a whole bunch of stuff. Mighty Ducks. Any takers?
I saw it.
I'm enjoying this show. Like, I'm sad that this is the kind of thing that needs to be all at once, though. I just don't like the weekly releases on this. I want to binge this one.
Yeah, especially where the episode ended. It's like,
yeah, it's almost like it's shot like you want to binge it, and they just, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't fit the style of Disney Plus.
No, like WandaVision was good because it had a mystery to solve and kind of dissect and analyze. Here, just like, it's like a movie but longer, so just give me the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it just made me want to watch the Mighty Ducks. Actually, that's what it did.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to see some redemption for Gordon Bombay and find out what happened. So, and then we, Falcon and Winter Soldier, guys. There was. I'm guessing we all watched this, right?
No, it slipped my mind actually.
Oh, that's okay. I liked WandaVision better because of the mystery involved in it. This is
that's why I wasn't like really waiting for the next episode, and then the week happened, and I'm like, I didn't watch that.
There was a point though in this episode for me that I was like, I even turned to Amanda. I'm like, I don't know exactly what's going on. That's what I told her, and she's like, I was lost. I didn't want to say anything. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I got confused as to what was going on exactly, but
With what?
by the end of the episode, it's still what's his name? Zemo. I'm just like completely lost as to what the game is there, and I'm just like, I don't know. I also don't understand the motives of the villain so well. Like, I understand the base motives where like they want to undo the blip.
Yeah. So I was reading, since you mentioned it, I was reading that originally the plot called for something that got taken out because of COVID, and how you talk about half the planet coming back, now all of a sudden there wasn't like, I guess, vaccinations and people weren't protected against diseases that, might have popped during those 5-year, blip or whatever like that. But they were like, well, we can't really do that.
It's a little too soon.
Too on the nose, too soon, and stuff like that. And that was apparently what the Flag Smashers, because they're angry that, at those people, stuff like that.
Yeah, I got you. I just I missed that motivation behind that. I think early on, and there was a point where they're rushing through the streets, and Zemo's motives, I don't. I understand, from the Winter Soldier, Civil War, what he was trying to do, but I just feel like it's, here's his out. Oh, no, here's his out. What is he doing? What is he doing? He had multiple opportunities to just be like, okay, peace, guys, I'm out. You don't have to see me ever again. And I'm just he would just do that, I feel like, and he didn't yet, so I don't know. Unless there's a longer game that I'm missing in this, but I don't feel like there's twists in this. We're not going to get that. We're going to get, this is what the story is. This is a classic action Marvel movie. I don't expect a big twist. So, although we were surprised with the Winter Soldier movie, which had a nice big twist in it. So you never know. But I just, I don't know. I'm not hating it. Not at all. WandaVision, in my opinion, was better just because, and obviously I didn't really like how WandaVision ended, but I love the conversation leading up to that, and I there's not as much to have for this show. So that's just me. Go ahead, Corey. What did you think? And we'll go to Tony after.
No, I like the episode a lot, just based off of the characters we saw. That must be a little more vague for Mike, but characters we saw and action sequences, and learning a little bit more about different people. But I do agree with you, and it makes sense what Tony was saying. Is the antagonists at the moment, because I don't think they're the big bad of the story at all. I think they're just kind of not necessarily pawns, but they're just to lead up to what's coming. It is tough because you did have to pivot, almost when you were done with the show, oh shoot, now this is a little bit sensitive, we're gonna have to change it. And so it is a little difficult to get behind everything that they're doing because of the the misdirection, or not this misdirection, but the change of direction that they had to take in the story. But it does work. I can understand you had all these people that were gone, and we had to deal with that, and we've gotten through it, and then we've dealt with this for 5 years, and we're good now. Now half of the population coming back. That's a ton of people all at once, and there's going to be fallout to that, and things are going to be in tough spots for a lot of people. The one thing I didn't really quite get was some people were pardoned for things and other people weren't.
Yeah, I didn't get that at all.
So I was okay, I guess we'll learn more about that. But yeah, so that was my only questionable thing of this episode. But I did like that we got more characters.
Yeah, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the week to week isn't as compelling conversational rather as WandaVision, because obviously there's no mystery, there's no how do we get here? We're getting everything pretty much at face value. I do think we're going to see a bit more, not of a twist, but maybe some more character motivation in the next episode, because this is going to be the halfway point. And like Corey is saying, I agree that the Flag Smashers aren't the true big bad that we should be, concerned about and stuff like that. And
I mean, just the obvious, to keep it vague here, the character reveal at the end of the episode was the oh shit moment, and it was, that was pretty cool. So there's clearly going to be more of a expansion there, which I'm extremely interested in seeing where that goes. Extremely interested, for multiple reasons, but I can't state them right now because Mike hasn't seen it. But there's multiple reasons why I would like to be able to see what's going on now.
Right, and then the other thing is, I thought this episode did a really good job of showing how scary Bucky can be, and I think we forget that, because in Winter Soldier we said, oh shit, he's, as the Winter Soldier, he's the Terminator. Total Terminator thing. And then once he got fixed or whatever like that, he kind of became a sidekick, to Captain America.
Soft.
A little soft. Yeah. But then in this I was like, oh shit, okay, feeling this. And just poor what's his name, Anthony Mackie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have nothing against that dude, but I just do not feel he's leading man material. Like
No.
he doesn't
doesn't
have that
have
charisma.
it factor. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just there's just that some actors have it and others don't. And he just doesn't have it.
Yeah.
He's a great supporting.
Yeah, he's a great.
There's no question.
Absolutely.
I just don't know if he's not showing that he's the lead actor, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And that's fine. I'd rather have him get a TV series that it's like, okay, well, I have Disney Plus, so I can just watch it rather than be like, like Black Widow's one of those where like, do we need a movie of Black Widow? Did we? If they were like, Falcon, it's like, do we need a movie about this? That's all I got. Yeah, I'm still interested in seeing where we're going and hopefully more interesting developments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did like the callback reference to Civil War, though.
Yeah. You're not going to move your seat up, are you?
Nope.
Like I said, those two together are really, really good. And that is when those two are anyways, action sequences, comedy sequences, serious, like just even any serious sequence, even like it's just they work really well together, those two. Yeah. And it's interesting. Like I'm psyched to see what they do with that part of the thing. So, but yeah, all right. Mike, you watching anything else?
No.
No. All right, figured I'd check. So let's get into the news. Netflix leading the news buys Knives Out sequels 2 and 3, $450 million. Those are low budget movies for $450 million. Those are like some they don't cost a lot to make. Didn't the first one it cost like $30 million or $25 million, something like that? It was like super low budget.
It's a little more than that, but
was it? I thought it was like super low budget.
Probably super low, but yeah, I mean, that Netflix getting that is pretty big news.
Oh yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed this movie, and that is coming from a guy who did not enjoy Last Jedi. The guy is a very good director, Rian Johnson, and that's huge. Like, I'm saying that, okay? It's a great movie, and this is a great.
I mean, in all honesty, I feel like all of his movies have been really good except for Last Jedi, and that's just because he was tied down to a IP that
I really feel like if he had something new, like original Star Wars, I would love to see what he can do with it, because this was so impressive. Like, I really enjoyed this movie, Knives Out, and I watched it so late, but
I never watched it, but
it's a great, fun murder mystery.
Yeah, so it's a murder mystery. So how does that have sequels?
I think it's probably more about Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig is the detective.
Yeah. It's like the Cousteau guy. What's his name? Detective Cousteau, or whatever his name is?
Poirot.
Jacques Poirot. That's it, Poirot. So that's it. It's just like those. It's like those. So I think that's what they're making Daniel Craig into for it. So, but yeah. All right, what else we got here? Borderlands film. News came out. Actually, the plot came out as to what that movie was going to be about.
You're right. It was $40 million, by the way, Jim. $40 million budget.
Okay. It said 30. I was a little under. But, yeah, so Borderlands movies plot came out a little bit. So we'll follow Lilith and Kevin Hart's character, Roland. Randy Pitchford came out in front saying that this is its own thing, nothing to do with the Borderlands universe already.
They cast another guy to play Atlas, who's one of the major gun corporations and gun companies you can get their guns, and so he's going to play a major role in the movie. It sounds like it's probably antagonist, and that's a departure from the games.
Yeah.
Edgar Martinez, I think.
That sounds Martinez is. I don't know if it's Edgar Martinez, but Martinez is. I think the last name I saw. Maybe I don't know, but yeah. So I just don't have a lot of confidence in this movie. But it's a good movie.
So it's filming.
Yeah, no, it's filming. It's happening. I just don't have a lot of confidence in it being a good movie. So,
yeah. It's hard to
video game trending, So.
Yep. Track record's no good.
Yeah. WB cancels James Wan's The Trench and Ava DuVernay's New Gods after the success of Snyder's Cut? Or is it their own decisions?
Who knows? Probably both.
I've heard multiple different reports on this. One was the fact that since Snyder used Darkseid and these movies were going to use Darkseid, they canceled them because they didn't want to have two instances of Darkseid. The other one I heard was it was simply a matter of the slate was too full with what they want to do for movies for DC, so they just couldn't fit these in until years down the road, and they've decided to just axe it. So I've heard a bunch of things.
I mean, I haven't heard anything about these movies until they got canceled. So
yeah, I heard. Yeah, they were announced a while back. And
the Trench was a while back. I remember James wanted the Trench. I remember.
Yeah, that was because
he did Aquaman.
For a good 5 minutes, everyone was like, Aquaman was great. Let's see more of that. And then after that, people were like, we don't need that much more of that after all. And I feel like that's the kind of feeling here. So I don't feel like anything substantial was lost with this, but it's curious, I guess, when you're trying. But it's always curious trying to understand what WB is trying to do. They change their mind constantly.
Yeah, I don't know. They always seem to have a new direction. And,
they got asshats in charge. So what do you expect?
Bunch of Michael Boltons. No talent ass clowns. That's good. So what else? I think that's it for the news-wise stuff. So I will say that I am considering, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I'm considering this out of respect for Corey's, Mike's, and my brother's taste in movies. I'm considering rewatching the original Justice League movie.
Well, that does not need to happen.
No, because I want to see how much better this other movie is, really. I don't think it's.
Did Matt watch it?
I don't even know if he's watched it. I don't even know. He said he only watched the first little bit of it, and all I know is Lisa said to me that Corey was texting him, "Do not listen to Jim. Do not. It's fantastic." And I was like, okay. So I was like, I'm sorry, it just did not hit right, but. Whatever.
I mean, you don't have to apologize for your opinion, Jim. It's your opinion.
It just didn't hit right for me. I'm sorry. I think I'm just ready. I am ready for the new DC. I want the new Batman. I'm giving Robert Pattinson.
This is the new quarterback dilemma over and over again. Same thing.
I didn't like.
How many times are we going to redo it?
Yeah, but I didn't
for the rest of our lives. We're going to do
just
2 or 3 years.
Let's get it right.
We'll never get it right. You just got to commit to something and build off it eventually.
I would argue that the first two, Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, got it right, and then he just.
Well, got the character right. Yeah,
sure. But that was more of a self-contained, obviously.
Right, and that's the problem. Is can you imagine Superman living in the world of the Dark Knight? It doesn't really work.
I mean, it could work if you wrote with some conviction, but
Yeah. So I don't know. Where do we think Marvel? Let's go to Marvel though. We talked a lot of DC the last few weeks. I'd like to discuss Marvel real quick, guys. Where do we think Marvel is going with their Phase 4 stuff? What are we getting here? We're gonna get the multiverse. We're definitely gonna get that multiverse. We're gonna get it's cosmic and magic. Is that where we're heading?
Love and Thunder. No. Yeah, no, that's you got Doctor Strange obviously gonna introduce multiverse stuff. And then you had obviously an Endgame rather. You had the multiverse talk and stuff, and then obviously Spider-Man kind of hinted at it with a little bit of a fake out there, but it's happening, and I don't necessarily know. At this point now, after WandaVision, I don't know what direction they're gonna go with it anymore. I thought I had a clear idea, but now it seems like it's more up in the air because basically you have Scarlet Witch is a title now instead of just her name, and they kind of hinted at the Nexus thing with the ad in the WandaVision, and Nexus is in the Marvel comics. If you're a Nexus being, it means you kind of live outside of the multiverse, so you don't necessarily get affected by it as much as some other beings and things. So all that's hinting towards stuff that's going to happen, and we know she's in Doctor Strange, so I don't. I'm very curious now to see what happens.
Guardians 3 started filming. So for a 2023 release date, by the way, guys, 2023.
Well, he's done with Suicide Squad now.
So. It just seems so far away.
It's kind of close.
A year and a half, I guess, but it just seems so far away. Year and a half? No. Yeah.
A little more than that.
A little more than a year and a half.
Like 2 years.
Probably 2 years. Probably 2 years away at the point where it's coming out. But I don't know.
They're also doing that Christmas special with it.
Yes.
I don't know. I think there's two things looking forward to Marvel. There's something I want and what I think they're going to do, which are totally different things. I think they're replacing every one of their older heroes with, alternate versions of them.
That was my next question. I do believe this. I'm going to make this statement on 540. Chris Evans will be back as Captain America.
No, he won't.
Absolutely.
No.
Yep. 540. Remember it.
No. He's gone, and so it was pretty much most of the main cast. We're going to get, like, the Young Avengers. You're going to get, like, alternate versions of characters, younger, more diverse characters, and because that's what they were criticized on, in phase 1 and 2 and 3 or whatever. So now they're gonna, undo that all at once. We're gonna get, pretty much just new people taking the mantle of old characters, like Love and Thunder. Like I'm almost like the odds-on favorite. You would have Black Panther's what was the name of that character? The smart girl.
Shuri.
Yeah, Shuri. Yeah.
Yeah, she's good. I feel like she's the odds-on favorite to like take the Black Panther role going
mantle.
Forward. Yeah,
they're working on that. I mean, his that was in the news today as well. So
we're gonna get to, but then what I'm curious about is, and what kind of disappoints me a little is how do you bring someone like the X-Men in to interact with like this new generation rather than the ones that they would more traditionally interact with, who are like put out to pasture already. So I'm curious to see how that would work, and I was hoping they would do smaller scale stories now, but it seems like they're still still need a sky cannon.
An overarching, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, but I do expect lots of new people in old.
Well, it seems like Kang is going to be like the overall villain of the next phase. King the Conqueror. He's like the guy with the purple helmet and green outfit. Like,
I just think
time traveling.
Give us Doctor Doom. Come on.
I would just love like the X-Men to come in like in a good way, but I don't know how they're going to do it.
I mean, by the time they finish Phase 4, you're talking like I'll be mid 40s to late 40s, and I'm like, I just want Doctor Doom.
What does that have to do with it?
Who knows? Because who knows what's going to happen in life? I just want to see my Doctor Doom on screen.
I've got to see him twice. What are you talking about?
Yeah, sure. But
no, 3 times actually.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Or maybe 4.
Well,
if they count that old one. But
yeah,
no,
I've watched it, so yes.
What do we have? Black Widow coming up in a couple months, or is it actually? Yeah, July, right?
Black
So a couple months for that. Then Eternals and Spider-Man.
Spider-Man should be interesting. I think that starts the multiverse. What do you think?
Yeah, it seems
so hard. It's hard to say now. Yeah. You're afraid to pin that multiverse.
I'm actually looking forward to a lot of the TV shows like She-Hulk and Hawkeye.
She-Hulk would be cool, I think.
Did you guys watch the Loki trailer yet? I didn't get to see that yet.
Yeah.
How was that trailer?
I liked it. I mean, it'll be interesting. I think it's one of those things where it's going to be about him, what do I want to say, like exploring, time/space with the power of the cube and stuff like that. Because I think that was the premise, was that he's going to be in different places of time.
Okay.
So,
Now, is he creating multiverse instances too? That's the other thing.
Yeah. Could be.
Or is he fixing timelines? Or making it all make sense somehow? So when does that come out?
Next year?
Next year, yeah. Wait. Well, Loki's June.
It's funny that
it's got to come out soon.
Loki's June 11th. Loki's June 11th.
Already.
I thought you meant Doctor Strange at first. I'm like, no, Loki's June 11th. So.
Okay.
I think it's funny they have like 2 major projects on like explicitly dead characters coming out soon.
Does
Loki WandaVision had a dead character in it too, so.
Yeah,
but they kind of brought him back in a way.
Well, they brought these characters back in a way.
No. Black Widow's done after her movie, and this is, alternate.
Well, I mean, Blackwood is a prequel, but like Loki's back, man.
Mike's phony. Mike, the whole old cast, he's out of it. They're done.
No, these are they're epilogues. They're swan
Money
songs.
talks. No, money talks. Like
these are epilogues. It's nice that we have them, but they're
we're
epilogues.
gonna see Robert Downey Jr.
Swan
We're gonna see
song.
Robert Downey Jr.
No.
It's gonna be like, oh, we absolutely will. I'm not saying
If we see him again, the whole like purpose of like the last like 5 years is pointless.
No, I'm not saying
You
like
he's
the
wrote
blip,
out,
Mike.
you
It's like the
wrote
blip.
I know. You wrote off
I'm
that
not saying
character. You gave
he's
him
not
this
gonna be a
heroic exit.
stop.
You paid him millions
Stop.
upon millions of dollars to show
He's
up for
going
like
to-
5 seconds in different movies. He's done.
There will be a holographic image of him in the shows. Yeah, I'm not saying he's gonna reprise his role. He's gonna be
A Bart
finished.
version.
Yeah, there'll be like his Jarvis.
What is that? What was that for, like? What does that mean? Like, wasn't that in Spider-Man where like Jake Gyllenhaal was like, they made it a barf? Is like the thing I created, and like called it barf.
Eliminated the entire population, half the entire population of the universe for 5 years just to make us care more about and gave him the little kid to kill him off. You better not bring him back.
They will bring him back as a Jarvis. He will be an AI. It will happen. They will. I'm making this prediction right now. There's a lot of predictions today.
A lot of
There's murals to him in Spider-Man's universe.
Sure. It's not like he's going to be live in front of somebody. He'll be like either to the next Iron Man, which will be like, the girl, if they want to do that. What's her name? Ironheart. And, or to the Avengers as like a Jarvis. So, All right. I think that's going to wrap up 540 of the Moviecast. You can write us allycangeek@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter. If you like, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, please. We appreciate the subscriptions, the likes. Leave a comment for us too. We respond back no matter what you comment with. Give you a like or whatever. It doesn't matter. So we'll see you guys next week. We're out.